Good afternoon, everyone. In our previous session, we have seen about what is image processing, what is actually digital image
Good
processing.
afternoon, ma'am.
Yes, dear. Then what we have seen is different kind of applications, right? We have seen even electromagnetic spectrum, different rays, uh, how we are using in a particular image processing application, right? Then we have seen the different applications and we have discussed it, right? Now, here the next one is main key stages of image processing. Key stages in digital image processing. That's what we are going to see. Now, this is what the actual, you can say the process, how any of the object recognition could be done, right? So, a very first thing, a very first is image acquisition, right? So first you should have the problem. It should be one of the problem and you are finding the solution, right? So whatever is your problem domain, for that you are taking the scene. Scene means the picture, right? So image acquisition is the first thing. In the other term, if I'll say, it is just clicking a picture and you are converting into a digital image. Okay, if your image is the analog one, you cannot process it. Fine, so you are converting into the digital image. So you can see this is what the scene element, this is imaging system, right? You are taking a click, then this is what your internal image plane. Here still your data is into analog and now finally you are converting it into digital image. So this is what the output of this image as the digital one. Fine. Here is your energy, a natural source of energy, sunlight. Or at the night you are clicking, then it's a flashlight, right? So very first stage is you are clicking the image acquisition. Fine. Any doubt in this? What is image acquisition? Okay. Then the next one is image enhancement. Image enhancement means what? I said no, you have the picture and you are improving the quality of it. Fine. So image enhancement means whatever the image you are having, you are improving the quality without applying any filters or anything, right? You are just enhancing histogram of the image, or you are setting the brightness level, right? In the other term, if I'll talk, okay. So see, this is very dull image, or you can say the dark image, right? It's not blurred one, but it's a dark image. If you are setting up just the brightness level, now you can see this is what the image. So this is the improved one. All right. Okay. So this is what the image enhancement. See here, each and every stage, whatever you are seeing, they all are the single units, right? They all are the single units. So we will see in depth. Don't worry about it. This is just the overview. Fine. You can find into the syllabus image enhancement, that is one unit. Actually, the two units, right? Into a spatial domain as well as into the frequency domain. And we are having the filters also here. Then image restoration, again one of the unit, morphological processing, one of the unit, segmentation, one of the unit, right? Then the color image processing, one of the unit. Okay. So these all are the key stages, and they all are a single units. So in depth we will see how we are doing this. But at least you should know the overview of it, that what we are going to do in this. Okay. This is for image restoration. So can you see this blur image, or you can say a fixed kind of pattern is there. like the checks or something like this. This is a kind of Gaussian noise, right? So I cannot see the picture clearly. Okay, so if I am restoring it, I'll have this picture. Can you see this now clearly? Fine. So this is
Yes, ma'am.
what image restoration. Okay, if I'm having any blur image, I'm restoring it. Fine. If any noise is there, salt and pepper noise or any other kind of noise, right? Gaussian noise and so many noise are there. If they are the one, you can even remove it via the filter techniques. But restoration means degraded image I'm having and I'm restoring it. Then morphological processing. Morphological processing, that what I said, no, based on the shape, right? Uh, the structuring elements you are rolling over through your image, right? And you are getting the results. So very first thing here, you can see the noise, this white dots, which is the unwanted one. Huh? You don't want this noise. Okay. So you wish to remove it, right? I'm showing you the different noise also. Let me show you. So what you are having is a different noise that I'll show you. Taking much time. Yeah. See, here also you can see this black and white dots are there, right? Which you don't want. So you wish to remove this noise, and after applying some filters, you are getting this image. They are the noises, okay? Salt and pepper and all. I'm showing you this because you can connect with this, right? Otherwise, you won't get anything then. I'm just showing you the images, not the theory, right? One more is into the 50 unit. I just want to show you the salt and pepper noise and all, so you can understand what kind of noise I'm talking about. Yeah, so this is what effect of adding the noise, right? So this is what the noise is, right? They are the unwanted dots, black and white. Here is also the same image. This is what the periodic noise. So that I said, na, in some period, these checks are there. This horizontal and this vertical lines, right? So they are known as the periodic noise. See, this is again the noise, right? And I want such kind of image like this or this. Here I'm having a paper noise. Here I'm having salt noise, white dots. Here is the black dots. Fine. This is with the high intensity. So I hope now you are getting. Yes, you can clear the blurred image. But what kind of noise it is, that you have to identify, and according to that you have to take the filters, and then you will get to know, I mean, how you can do it, right? Because if suppose I know that such kind of noise is this, then this filter is the most effective one. In that way we will learn. Okay, so I hope it is clear. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. Okay, so now this is what morphological processing, right? So we were here on this dots. So this is the noise. So first I'm removing the noise here. After that, you can see this. Here you can see discontinuities, right? And this white lines, edges, they are also not so clear, right? So that is why what you are doing is you are making it somehow, you can say, the thicker one. Okay. So this minus sign and this plus sign, they are like erosion and dilation. Okay, they are like erosion and dilation. It is known as, this is known as dilation, this is known as erosion, this plus. You can understand whenever I'm having minus, I could have less details. You just need to remember in that way. Though this is a separate unit, this is the separate unit, and we will learn each and everything. So don't worry for a now. My intention is you just need to understand what we are doing. Okay, so this is we are having the less details. So this is the shrinking. Now I'm having a little bit more detail. Okay, so this is what I am having is. And now after this we are doing this plus this, and we are having this, and finally we are having this. Why and how, that all the things we will do. Okay, but this is what the morphological processing. Okay, after that you are having the segmentation. Okay, just a minute. Yes. Is there any software or tools which will identify the noise by itself? No, it is not like that. Especially if any kind of software or tools are there which I don't know, because that what we are not doing into the image processing. That is why maybe. But you can search. You can search for it. Sachit, in each and every lecture you are asking me how are you? I am fine. I'm fine. Yes, Suman is asking, ma'am, when we zoom into the image, it becomes blurry. Can we remove those blurriness after zooming it? See, the answer is what? Suppose I'll show you that. Suppose what, this is my image. Let's say it's 8 cross 8 image. Okay, so I am having different intensity levels are here, like it's 1, or it's here 5, because we could be having the range of different colors, right? Red color, light red, dark red, normal pink, light pink, dark pink, and so on, right? So say suppose I'm having some intensity values here, and so on, right? So this way I'll have 8 cross 8 matrix. I'm not writing everything, but I'll write at least few lines so you will get. Okay, so whenever you are shrinking, whenever you are compressing, right, it will do maybe the averaging of this 4 pixels into 1. Okay, so is it so? Because now after shrinking, I'll have only 4 cross 4 image. Then, okay, so this is what 4 cross 4 image. So I don't have 8 pixels. Instead of that, I want only 4. So what I'll do, I'll do the averaging of this, I'll do the averaging of this, I'll do the averaging of this, or maybe one and another would be here, right? And same way for zooming. For zooming, you are looking for the neighbors and you are copying it. It is actually the topic of interpolation, that what we will discuss soon. But can we remove the blurriness after the zooming it? So see, that is depends on how you have zoomed it. Okay, because if your pixels are not appropriate one, right, then it will be blurred, obviously. Okay?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, you said that suppose there is 8 by 8 matrix representing an image, right? And then if we sync the image, the matrix size will decrease, right?
Hmm.
And if we zoom in, then what will happen, ma'am?
Zooming means it would be 16 cross 16 or whatever you are zooming in. That what I'm saying. No, okay, you are copying the pixels here. Instead of this 2 pixels, we are having 4 pixels. So it will look for your nearby image, or you can say the nearby intensity values of your neighbors. So first we will learn what are the neighbors N4, N8 and so, right? First we will learn that, you will get to know everything. I mean, you guys are asking the questions of second unit or the third unit. Though we will see each and everything one by one, right? So have some patience. We will see
Okay, ma'am.
in interpolation. I'll show you that if you really wish to see that, okay? Interpolation, right? So here, have you seen this 500 cross 500 image, right? So 1.5 times, if you are enlarging, it means that your image size was previously 500 cross 500, which is now 750 cross 750. It is something like this. So it will look for nearest neighbor. Nearest neighbor. If you are using this interpolation, it will look for only 4 nearest neighbors. If you will see this, it will look for all 16 nearest neighbors. So you will get a very good result. So this is what we are going to learn, but you guys are asking the question so early. Okay. So I hope now you won't do that, you all. I know you have the curiosity, that is fine. Okay, but let me handle it in my way. Okay, fine. So this is what about the morphological processing. Okay, then the next is segmentation. Segmentation means how clearly you are segmenting it, right? This is what suppose the image, right? And you are segmenting it. See, here the shadow is there, here it is not. So you are exactly identifying how many number of objects are there. Here only this one line and two line is there, not this third one. So you have to understand it. Okay, based on its intensity value. Okay, so finally, if your objects are segmented, right, it is separated, you can see the histogram. This graph is nothing but the histogram. Okay, it is histogram. Then you are doing object recognition. How you are recognizing the object? See, each and every, see here in this figure, we are having three different objects. Here either we are having circle, either we are having square or the triangle or something like that. So in object recognition, if they all are having this kind of intensity, then they will have one of the color for that particular object. Here this triangles, they are showing another object, and this one is showing another object, right? So these pixels are having intensity levels between this 1 to 2, okay, in that range only. Then these are having 3 to 5, and these are having between 5 to 7 or something like this. Okay, so by that we are identifying these three are the different objects. They don't have any connection, like that. Then representation and description. That what I said, no, how good you are representing and describing your object. Based on that, it will identify, okay, this is what the shape or this is what the color. Then the object is this. Okay, so that is representation and description. If the shape is something like this, if intensity is something like this, then the shape should be like this. It's very nearby. Okay, and so on. But we are not looking for this for now, right? We are only having segmentation and object recognition. This is again another unit. How to represent and how to describe the object. That is not in our syllabus. Same way, we don't have this image compression. Image compression we already know, right? WinZip, again, what we are using to WinRAR, that we are just compressing our folder, our data, right? Online reducers are also there, right? Nowadays, every site is asking whatever the document that is in specific size, within some specific range, that you have to upload this with the compressed file. So you have to reduce the size, and for that we are having online converters also. So they are the tools, but which algorithm they are using and how they are compressing, that is a whole another subject. That is the data compression. In that you can learn the algorithms and all, but how they are doing this. Okay, how many number of times A is there, B is there, C is there, and how you are compressing. Okay, so that is image compression. Then the color image processing. Why the color image processing we are using? I mean, if you can say the any of the normal grayscale images there, right? Then it's not so good to see, or we cannot understand the boundaries or the different region into that. Okay, if it is just a normal image, you cannot see what it is, what kind of boundaries this or any other object obstacles are there or not. So if we are making the coloring, that if the intensity level of this gray is say suppose 5 or 6, then make this color as a blue. So we can find, okay, this and this, they both are having the same color, right? So here is the boundary, but we cannot see it. Okay, you can see somehow. Then if you are having gray color intensity like 5 to 6, then you are making that color as yellow or green, and then red, and then white, and so on. So if you are using the color image processing, then you can differentiate the objects easily. Okay, then you can differentiate. Fine. So the actual image is this, which is in your book. First, you have this problem domain. So we will have a very first step, that is image acquisition. After that, image enhancement, because you are improving the quality. Image restoration, if the image is blur or noisy image, you are recovering it. Then color image processing. If you wish to use the color image processing, you can use it. Then wavelets and multi-resolution processing. Wavelets, and they are for in various degree of the solution, right? So in which the images are subdivided into the smaller parts or in the smaller regions, that what we can say. But this is again not in our syllabus, but it is again one of the unit. Then the compression, it's again one unit. Then morphological processing, that we will learn in our syllabus, right? Morphological processing means, should I show you that? I'm showing you the PPT of the different unit because via image at least you can connect yourself, right? Ma'am, does the pixel value decrease if there is decrease in resolution of a screen? Yes, of course, because your image is just in a form of matrix. Your digital image is in a form of matrix. If you are saying that you are having a very good quality image, it will take or it will actually take the extra memory space to store. I mean, a very high level quality images, when you are storing, it will take the extra space, right? Okay, so it's having very good resolution, like 20 something cross something, but when you are compressing it will just half of that, so obviously the quality will get changed. That is very obvious, right? No, Sachin? So are you getting? You guys are not responding, so sometimes I'll check my internet that whether whatever I'm speaking you are getting or not. Fine. Okay, okay. Good, good. So in morphological, what you will do is morphological. See, in morphology, you are having the structuring element for, you know, it will smooth your curves. It will smooth your curves, like, because you are interested in that elements only, which will fade that. See, this is again the salt noise, huh? Salt and pepper, I said, no? So this is the salt noise. You can see these white dots. And once you are removing it, you are having this picture. So we were on that structuring element, yes. So this is what your structuring element, right? When you are rolling over it on all over your image, right, you will get like this. Can you see this? A smooth curve. Here also you can see this one and this one, right? This one and this one. So it is based on erosion and dilation, right? It's based on erosion and dilation and opening and closing. See, again here the structure will be uh, a circle, right? And we are rolling over the surface, so we will get like this. Okay. So that is about the morphological operations. And why we are doing this? Ma'am, you said in previous semester if no response, then you will take as yes. Okay. It was Java because you were getting in each and everything because it was a programming language. But this is purely theoretical session, right? So I'm much worried that you are getting or not. Every time I need to ask you. Or those letters still on, it's 7th unit. So how you will get to know? You will not get to know. Yes, so that is correct. No need to um, worry about those things, right? Because one by one we will see. I mean, either you say how to finish 8 units into a single lecture. Now you tell me, you are the faculties now. Imagine. Then you're thinking like in a single lecture, I'll fill up your mind with all the details. So it is not possible, no? So go slowly. Then also I'm showing you overview of all the units. So you can get connected with it. Fine, right? So why we are doing this? Suppose, see, this is very important for the segmentation. This is very important for the segmentation. I'll show you that. Suppose I just want this square, okay, and I want to remove this, all the lines and everything, because I'm not interested in that, right? So whatever the structure element I'll take always with the greater size of this. So my structuring element won't fit into this area, right? So this would be ignored, and only this much will be given to me at the last. So such kind of things for the segmentation, because you are interested only in few area, not in all your image, right? So wherever you are interested, that object only you want to have. So you are doing this morphological operations in short. Okay, fine. Then the segmentation, right? Segmentation means you are separating out all the objects, right? That is what the segmentation you are doing, because in your image you are only interested into few objects, not into the all objects, right? So that is what you are doing, segmentation. And after that, representation and description. You will represent and describe the object details, and based on that, object will be recognized. So that is object recognition. So here you can see it will start from this to this. Then output of this process generally are images. So here you are giving input as an image, you are getting output almost as an image. Morphological is only the one where it's included in this also and into this also, right? So it depends what you want is. Outputs of those processes generally are image attributes. So now you can simply understand this is what your low level processing: input, image, output, image. This is what your middle level process, right? Where input is image but output is not image. Instead of that, it's then attributes, right? And they all are connected with this knowledge base. This is the main thing. How you are recognizing the object based on knowledge, how you are representing and describing the object, that is based on your knowledge, how you are doing the segmentation, that is based on your knowledge, morphological knowledge, image enhancement based on your knowledge. So everywhere knowledge base is the main center, and every key stages are connected with it. Now suppose if any of the application is like for the astronomy or for the medical science, right, whether there is a tumor or not, that you or me cannot decide it, right? Via seeing the picture, you or me cannot decide, or you or me cannot do the segmentation where you are interested, because we don't know na, into the medical term in which area you are interested, and you can say that okay, here is the tumor. So it's totally based on the knowledge. General knowledge you can apply, right? But in a particular field, segmentation or representation, description, everything could be applied based on knowledge. What kind of shape is there, or what kind of tumor is a normal tumor, or it is at the, you can say, the last stage, or how small it is, how big it is. So that thing we don't know. We are not the doctors, right? So it's totally based on your knowledge. So it could be simpler, it could be here the complex one. Simple, common sense wala, that what is the shape of fish, right? What is the shape of hammer? What is the shape of pen and the pencil and the table and the computer? So this is what the simple knowledge. So knowledge base could be simple, or it could be the complex, that if we will simply talk about into the medical science or the astronomy, or here the weather prediction or anything, any application. Knowledge could be either simple or it could be complex. So it's based on your problem domain. Now, introduction of each and every stage, right? Though I have explained you much deeper in that, then also image acquisition is a very first stage. Generally, this stage involves pre-processing such as scaling, right? You can even um, do some scaling kind of thing when you are taking the picture. Okay, it's totally based on your camera or something like that. Whatever the scene I'm taking as a picture or the very high level devices taking, they would be having the difference, right? So such kind of scaling kind of thing or the pre-processing kind of thing that you can do into this early stage. Image enhancement is a process of manipulating an image so that the result is more suitable than the original one for a specific application. These techniques are the problem oriented, means subjective, it is not objective. It is subjective, whether you will simply like the brightness or not, that will vary person to person. It is subjective, it is not necessary even, maybe, or it is necessary. That totally depends on you. You don't like the brightness, the other person is saying no, the photo is okay. So that is subjective. Image restoration is an area that deals with improving the appearance of an image, and this is objective. Okay, we must need to do this because we are having maybe a blur image or we are having a noisy image, right? So that task to do is the objective one. So objective and based on mathematical or the probabilistics model of image degradation. Then color image processing is gaining importance due to increase in use of digital images over the internet, right? So nowadays we are having all the images like the color image. Wavelets, they are the foundation for representing images in various degrees of solution, in which images are subdivided into smaller regions first and then it will be processed. Then compression, it will deal with the technique for reducing the storage required to save an image. JPG file extension is used over the internet mostly. Morphological processing, that deals with the tools for extracting image components that are useful in representation and description of the shape, right? So I said no, okay, where you are interested only that you are getting and the rest of the things you are eliminating or suppressing it, right? That is for morphological. And so finally, after this morphological processing, you will get where you are interested. And then you are doing the segmentation because there could be a single object or there could be more persons into the image. So you are partitioning an image into the constituent parts or object. In general, the more accurate the segmentation, more likely the recognition is to be succeed. Right. So how good you are doing the segmentation, you will get the result very well. Representation and description almost always follows the output of a segmentation stage, right? And description, it also called the feature selection, which will extract the attributes and result in some quantitative information because you are describing the object. If the object is like this and the color is like this, then most probably it is called pen or it is called the pencil. It is something like this. So you are describing the object, right? It will have some feature selection. Recognition is the process that assigns a label to an object based on the descriptor. Okay, whatever the description you have given, based on that, the machine will say, okay, this is called as pen. Fine. So, any doubt in this?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, fine. And the last one is the knowledge base. Knowledge about the problem domain is coded into an image processing system in form of the knowledge database, because you have to give the system this database, right? Otherwise, how it can machine can think like human. So knowledge base can be simpler, or it could be the complex one. That what I said, right? Knowledge base also controls the interaction between the modules. Fine. Then components of image processing system. I mean, a very simple thing. I mean, I don't need to make you understand this, right? Here is a network. Okay, this is what your computer. This is your mass storage for storing the image. This is your image display like monitor or TV or anything. Then specialized image processing hardware. This is what the hardware, and here is what the software. Here you can take a print, so it is a hard copy. Here are the image sensors via which you are clicking the image, and this is what your problem domain. So you are starting from here, problem domain. Image sensor will take your image, then specialized image processing hardware. It could be even a hardware kind of thing where you are having the Raspberry Pi, right? Plus plus the camera where you are clicking the image, and it is attached with the CPU only, so it can recognize the object as faster as it can. Okay, or it could have for enhancement purpose image processing software. You can even take the hard copy, you can feed it to your computer, you image will be displayed, or it can be stored into the any of the storage, right? So I hope it's very clear to you, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So this figure shows the basic components that comprising a typical general purpose system used for digital image processing. First is a sensing. Two elements are required to acquire the digital image. First is your physical device. It is sensitive to the energy radiated by object and what we wish to take the image. Means here is your camera, right? And the another one is a digitizer. Nowadays you are having the digitizers with it, right? No, because you are directly taking all the pictures uh, into the pen drive, right? Or you can even send it to internet, right, directly. So a device for converting output of physical sensing device into the digital form, because we want digital image, not only image. Okay. Specialized image processing hardware. It consists of digitizer plus hardware. So here you are clicking the picture as well as you are having such kind of ALU or something which will perform the operation in parallel on entire images. This type of hardware is also called as front-end subsystems. And here the characteristics is speed. So you can see that the Raspberry Pi is one of the example where you can attach the different hardware devices, also sensors and everything, right? And you can make the projects based on the IoT, right? No, where it will sense something, right? Arduino or whatever you can attach with it. Then computer. And image processing can range from PC to supercomputer, right? Any computer, almost any well-equipped PC type machine is suitable for offline image processing tasks. Because once you are having the image, right, and you are processing that image, you don't want to do this online, right? You are doing this offline. Okay. Then software means for image processing, it consists of a specialized modules that perform a specific task, right? um, just like how you are editing your image, right? You are using so many softwares for this photo editing, photo editors. Different tools are available, different apps are available nowadays in our WhatsApp, also in Instagram and Facebook. We are having the filters and everything, right? So where we are actually manipulating our image, and a well-defined package that also includes the capability for user to write a code as minimum as it can. right? Otherwise, everything is available with the package only. You can just use the package and it will be available to you, just like the MATLAB. Because in MATLAB also, whatever the programming, whatever the coding we are doing, it's very less, very less. Why? Because we are having built-in functions. We are just using it. Okay, we are just creating a for loop and such kind of thing. Otherwise, everything is available. Okay. So how to write a for loop, that only we are learning into the MATLAB. Otherwise, everything is available. You are not applying your logic just like C, C++, and Java. Okay. Then mass storage capability. It's a masked and image processing application, right? An image of, 1024 cross 1024 pixel with intensity each pixel with 8-bit quantity. It requires around 1 MB of the storage space if the image is not compressed. So to store the millions of images is a very challenging task. This is from a book which is having the older version, right? So you can imagine at that time the cloud kind of system was not there, right? So you have to store all your images into either um, you can say into the magnetic tape or on a disk, right? That was only option. We were also using the pen drives and all before 7 to 8 years, right? But nowadays we are having the cloud services and all, right? So we are uploading everything, our every data onto the drive and so, right? But previously it was not available. So we were using the CDs and DVDs and floppy disk even and for the pen drive and all, right? Now here are three categories for the digital storage. One is a short-term storage. Short-term storage means for it will use during the processing, right? Short-term storage because you want it continuously, right? It is not like that data is not important to you and you can store anywhere and after 1 year you will get the data, right? So it's a short-term storage for use during the processing. So it is your computer memory or you can say the RAM, right? Then online storage for relatively fast recall. So magnetic disk or optical mass media storage, right? Your hard disk and all, you can say your computer's hard disk. So you can get those data frequently. But if you are storing into the external hard disk or magnetic tapes or in a optical disk or CD on DVDs, means that data is important for you, but you are not accessing those data frequently. So you are storing it somewhere else, right? Okay, so just like the movies and all. Yes, what you are asking, Abisa? About
We
sensing.
saw Emma. We saw under sensing two things. I forgot that. Can you repeat it?
Which one? Which one? You can write down here because due to the noise, it is. You know.
Yeah, and the component of IP system, image processing system, we saw sensing under that. Two things was mentioned under sensing, and I forgot about that. I don't understand about that. That's why I.
There is the background noise, and here also, due to some circumstances, I'm not able to hear you. So better if you'll write into the chat, so I can answer your question. Yes, the two things under the sensing. I mean, one is your physical device, that is the camera, and one is digitizer, where you are converting your analog to digital. Simple, right? Because you want digital image, not only image. So while you are taking the picture, fine, and after that you want into the digital form. Okay, so that's what it is. So this one. a very first line, that physical device that is sensitive to the energy radiated by. So that is what this I have explained, you know, very first stage, image acquisition. Do you remember that? Only the same line it is written. This is your imaging system, means, for example, the camera. This is your scene element. You want to take So just wait for a minute. Okay, fine. So I hope the doubt is clear, whosoever has asked us, hopefully, right? And here is the last term, image displays. They are generally the TV monitors, right? Driven by the graphics display card, and that are even integral part of the computer system, right? So that is what for image displays. I hope you are getting my voice, right? No?
Getting, ma'am, getting.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Fine.
Clear, ma'am.
Having some poor connection today. Yeah, and image displays, in that say somewhere you will even find the stereo displays. Do you know what is stereo displays? Example, goggles, that what you used to watch the 3D movies, right? So they all are come under this image displays. And hard copy devices for recording the images, including laser printers and film camera, heat sensitive devices, inkjet units, digital units like CD and all, that they all are come under this hard copy. I mean, I don't need to explain you this, hopefully. Networking is used for large amount of data transmission, and key consideration is bandwidth for this transmission. For dedicated network, you won't face any problem, but then it should be the efficient one, so you can transfer the data very easily. Fine. So that's all for today. Next time we will start with the key points and image sensing and acquisition, what it is actually, right? We'll start with this. So each and everything we will see in depth. Don't worry.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
So you can write down your enrollment numbers and you may leave. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Have a nice day.
Yeah, same to you.
Bye, ma'am.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Anyone is having any question? Please write your enrollment numbers very quickly. Once I'll finish the session, you won't be able to write your numbers and I won't accept any attendance into the Telegram group or into WhatsApp group, right? So please write your numbers quickly if you haven't written. And you may leave the session. Rajana, David, Ruby, Kaisun, please write your numbers quickly if you haven't done yet.